For the purposes of the sound of this film, I am going to take off what I would normally wear, but I'm sure it will be worth it. A lot of people think riding in the winter is miserable or next to impossible to do. I'm here to say that's not true. People in other countries where bikes are more prominent ride all year long without any issues. Biking in cold weather is definitely possible. It's something that I do every day. Bikes are coming with more weather protection. Families are seeing it as a truly viable solution for getting around no matter what the weather is. I actually became convinced that I could live in New York and I could ride bikes year-round last January. I realized just in a few weeks of riding around in the winter that I was not cold. I really was totally fine. And riding a bike for transport has really just changed my relationship with the cold. I was somebody that never, ever would consider getting out on a bike in the cold. I just stayed inside. I did not go outside. Riding a bike in the winter feels like the healthiest option as well. This time of year, so many people are getting sick. I'm not exposed to as many germs as I would be if I had to take the subway. The most important thing is preparation. As long as you're prepared, you're good to go. Not even just good to go, but you're really gonna enjoy the experience. In this video, we're gonna cover riding accessories, clothing, modifications you can make to your bike, specific riding techniques that might be helpful in riding in snow. We'll also go over post-ride care. So let's get to it. The right clothing can mean the difference between a comfortable ride and a miserable ride. Thankfully, I have experience with both. What I've learned in the last month is you really don't have to go crazy buying all brand new clothing to ride your bike in the winter. I would say the most important thing to do is layering up. And what I frequently find is that I'll often layer up and layer down. What I like to start my layers off with is wool long johns or wool base layer. It really helps keep me warm without allowing me to sweat, similar to skiing or any winter sports. You'd put a base layer on that's wool. And actually I wear a lot of ski socks for riding in the winter. Another item that I use regularly is I like to wear tall boots. Maybe a traditional cyclist is not going to recommend wearing leather boots that are not designed specifically for cycling, but as somebody that rides regularly and does it, I can say that I'm very comfortable. I have several pairs of Fry boots that I just love, and they keep me warm on all of my rides and have exposed a very small part of my leg when riding. So I also wear a very long jacket that is down material and keeps me very warm and insulated. There are waterproof materials that can be worn. They wear a neck scarf. If I'm not wearing one of these, usually I am wearing a turtleneck because this area of my body, keeping it warm, really helps. I'll wear this and I will wear another scarf outside of my jacket. I'll also wear a ski mask. They make them where it has an option for it to go up until your nose, but underneath your nose, or like right here. It's adjustable, and I really like that option because as I'm riding, sometimes I will want my face covered, sometimes I won't. So having a connected hood that has protection that can go up or down here is really helpful, and then the rest of it just stays on top of my head. So head protection is another important piece. I like to wear my hat underneath my helmet. I do that because there are grooves within the helmet that let air in. So I notice a difference 100% if I have my hat on versus not having it on. As a substitute to wearing a hat, you can wear a winter liner within a helmet. We have several different winter liners at Propel. Unit 1 is also a brand that we really like to work with, and they have liners that come within their helmets that they work perfectly to put your straps through. It's also important to note that you definitely don't want to put on a bulky hat underneath your helmet, as it can affect the safety aspect of the helmet. So something that's pretty close to your head or very thin is going to be a lot safer than putting something bulky that the helmet's not really close to your head. I'm still trying to figure out the glove situation. So I have some thin gloves that I like to wear that just keep me a little bit warm as I ride around, and that's probably like 40 to 50 degree weather. As it gets colder, I'm noticing that I have fleece gloves, and I put my fleece gloves on that have a wind protective barrier on the outside. Sometimes my hands are too hot, so then I'll be riding and I'll have to adjust and take that on and off. And right now I am in an exploratory phase of just figuring out what works. Part of why we wanted to do this video was to show you that it's possible to just get out there and do it and explore and figure out what works for you. So pogies are also known as bar mitts. A lot of delivery riders will wear them, and a lot of our customers also come in with the bar mitts on their bikes, but they're just like the big mitts. They live on your bike. Sometimes it's a substitute for gloves. Other times, a lot of people like to wear gloves that have cut off fingertips with their bar mitts. There are some drawbacks to having bar mitts. There's less accessibility and less customization you can have on your handlebars because the bar mitts do take up a lot of space. Eye protection of some sort is also a game changer when it comes to staying warm in the winter. It also can help prevent some tearing coming down from your face. Sometimes the cold weather just blowing on your face without anything covering your eyes can make you tear up. Sometimes people just wear ski goggles right over their helmet and ride around like that just to protect their eyes. I happen to wear prescription glasses and sunglasses, and those are sufficient for me. Occasionally, if I'm really cold, I'll tuck my little scarf right up under it, and I'll use my glasses to keep it on my face and keep me really warm. The hat also doubles as a visor because it does protect some sunlight from me, and also the wind doesn't go directly on my face because frequently I have my head tilted a little bit down when I'm riding. I will carry hand warmers, an extra pair of socks, an extra pair of gloves, just to have variety. Sometimes if I wear wool socks all day, my feet will eventually get cold and sweaty by the end of the day, and a quick swap before I get back on my bike is pretty good for me. Now that you're covered, let's talk about prepping your bike for winter conditions. All of the cargo bikes that we sell come equipped with weather protection options. Weather protection makes riding bikes year-round very viable. It protects the kids from the elements, and it just keeps you warm. Really, really, really important, especially if you're riding in icy, slushy, or wet conditions, would be protecting your bike using some fenders. Front and rear fenders can keep the debris on the road, or at least off of you. With shorter days, visibility is crucial. It's important to make sure that others can see you. Front and rear lights come equipped on most e-bikes nowadays. Some have integrated brake lights, some do not. The more lights, the better. The more visible you can be, the safer you'll be on the road. In addition to lights, it's important to have some reflective gear. Wearing reflective gear was something that I thought I would never do because a lot of times it's fluorescent, it's bright, it's not totally my style. But I'm realizing that there are so many aspects of my life that I've had to change my perception in order to get behind the safety aspects and the joy that I get from riding my bike. One of those is kind of having a new perspective about how I view high visibility clothing. Being able to see it from a perspective of this is going to keep me safe and I'm going to style it in a way that is meaningful to me. I'm just going to be okay with it. Any additional lighting that you can add would be great. Some people put lights in their spokes, so when they're spinning, the whole wheel is very visible to anyone riding by. Unit 1 also makes a couple other lights that you can use adding to visibility. I like to wear a helmet that has lights and integrated signals. I can use the signals on my handlebars to indicate which way I'm going. Another aspect would be winter tires or studded tires. In New York City, I actually don't see a ton of winter tires and studded tires. Studded tires do help with traction if you're frequently riding on ice. It may be a snowy winter here in New York City, so with that, we may see more people requesting studded tires. Now I'm going to talk about riding techniques. Just recently, I had my first experience with riding in the snow. I noticed a few things. I noticed that I needed to go a little bit slower than I was used to. Ah. That is funny. The best advice I can give for riding in the snow is just making sure you're using the most caution that you possibly can. Most of what I've learned is just through experience, and I think that would be the biggest lesson is just like get out and experience it. I learned to look out for black ice, to ride slowly, to know that your bike path may not be plowed. Although, what I noticed from our first winter weather experience was that the delivery riders rode 24/7 and kept the path cleared, just enough room to get a tire in there. If you do happen to come across some black ice, one thing that I do is I'll just take my foot off the pedal just to brace myself if I do fall, at least I have like a little bit of leverage. So I just kind of put my foot down, maybe even put both feet kind of just hanging over the edge. So if I do slip, I'm at least not going to just tumble over. It also makes a lot of sense to take the corners slow. If you're approaching a turn, definitely make sure you're slowing down, using a bit more caution. Just to wrap it up, go a little slower and be more alert, because stopping may take just a little bit longer. It's really important to clean and dry your bike when you return home. Making sure you keep salt and other road debris off of your bike is crucial for bike maintenance. In extreme conditions, it's important to make sure you're charging your battery indoors. Batteries should not be charged on your bike under 32 degrees Fahrenheit. If your battery has been outside and it's less than 32 degrees, bring it inside and let it warm up before you put it on the charger. If you ever see an error code due to battery status or any other reason, contact your nearest certified Bosch dealer. Be mindful of water freezing in your lock. If this happens, it could cause your key not to turn or to not be able to enter. So if that happens, just try and warm it up a little bit. Also be really careful about turning your keys in this weather. Make sure they're all the way in. They tend to be a little bit stickier this time of year. Being able to ride in the winter is excellent. Getting out and about, moving around, really experiencing the environment all year round. If you've got any winter riding tips to share, leave them in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. And if you found this helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe for more content. Happy winter riding!